Rahim. Yesterday we started with the main body paragraphs, and today, inshallah, we will study two structures. Structure number one, that is called T structure. The first structure, we call it T structure. And what I mean by T structure means the first T, that's for topic sentence. That's a topic sentence, and then plus explanation plus example. So we can conclude, Claire, we may write down our paragraph in three steps. Step number one, topic sentence. Step number two, explanation. And step number three, that's example. So that's why I call it T structure, T-double-E. Uh, the T structure is the simplest and most reliable method for writing IELTS body paragraphs. And it works for all essay types because we have got five different essay types. That's opinion, advantage, disadvantages, double question. Then we have problem and solution and discussion. Clear? So for all types of essays, it works. Then and ensures your ideas are clearly presented. Now, what I mean by clearly presented, the topic sentence, and then properly explanation, and then well supported. So well supported means properly. You have provided an example for this. So there are three parts clear in T structure. That's topic sentence, explanation, and example. Now we're going to explain it one by one. The first part is we studied clear. That's T, and for the T number one is topic sentence. Step number one, that's topic sentence. So the topic sentence is the first sentence. This is the first sentence of your body paragraph. If you want to write down a body paragraph, so topic sentence is the first sentence. And topic sentence tells the reader or the examiner exactly what the paragraph will be about. If you want to write down a paragraph, so first of all, we write down topic sentence, and the topic sentence, Claire, this is like a signpost. Why? Because it directs the reader where you want to go. Let me give you like, an easy example. Suppose we want to go to Islamabad. Now, Islamabad. So if we want to go to Islamabad, now I have given you the direction that where I want to go. Now, on the way, how many stops will be there, Claire? Or whatever we will do until we reach. So in between that, Claire, this is your signpost that the place where we are heading, Claire, that's Islamabad. That's your topic sentence. That's quite clear. Suppose right now we study about main body paragraph. So main body paragraph, this is your topic sentence about main body paragraph. After that we will talk, we may explain it, and then we can support it with the help of example. So three parts are there. So rules for writing good topic sentence: it must contain one clear main idea. It must be directly connected to the essay question. Essay question means what? The question they have asked you. And it should be specifically clear enough to develop full paragraph. It should not be too general or vague, or it should clear state your position clearly. Let's take some practical examples, then you will understand. For example, these are practical examples. If you read them, you may understand that women should be allocated a certain percentage of roles. Why? Because to not do so discriminates against them because of their gender. So now, this is my topic sentence. This is the first sentence, and I call it topic sentence. Why do I call it topic sentence? Because this is the sentence that I have given the direction to my paragraph, that in the explanation part or the support part, what I'm going to write down. This is the direction you have given to your paragraph. Like topic sentence is the way if there is a weightlifter and he lifts the weight. If he lifts the weight, clear? This is, for example, weightlifter and he lifts the weight here. Now, can you see this is my weight? the entire body, clear, it supports what? This weight. And this weight is your topic sentence. Right now, whatever you will keep writing down, clear, it will only and only support your topic sentence. Let's take example for the second one. Rising fuel prices is the best option. Why? Because it lower demand. Now, increasing price of petrol lowers demand. So this is your topic sentence. We have clearly mentioned that yes, I'm going to write down about the price of petrol and everything will be related to what? Lower the demand. What if I want to give proper explanation or I want to support it, the example. So that will only and only describe what? Clear? To reduce the demand for this. For example, the most significant advantage of working from home is increased flexibility. So the main topic is about working from home is increasing flexibility. So we can simply say that increased flexibility, whatever the explanation part, it would be about increasing flexibility and the support example will relate to this portion. If you just look at the second part, the next example, the primary cause of increasing crime rates in many cities is poverty and unemployment. So I can talk about poverty, or you can, if you don't want to mention the second one, don't mention, you can say poverty. So whatever I explain now, my explanation is based on poverty, and my support is again, that's based on poverty. So topic sentence, it gives direction to your main body paragraph. Once you are done with the topic sentence, the second part, clear, that's all about your explanation. So explanation, that's the second stage. So it's all about the second stage. So if you want to provide explanation, so what we can do, we can provide clarification. You can link. So if you want to clarify, these are some of the phrases you can start with these phrases. That is to say, in other words, what this means is, or you can even like give reasons. If you want to explain, to talk about the reasons, so what type of linker phrases you can use? This is because the reason for this due to, or if you want to give the result, you can say as a result, is a consequence, therefore, consequently, or you may elaborate it. By elaborating, clear, what you can give, you may use more specifically to put in another way, clear, or in particular, so different type of phrases you can use. Once like you provide your explanation, we will take some practical examples, then you will understand the second part. The third part is all about giving example. Step number 3. The example provides specific evidence to support your point. The examiner wants examples to be as specific as possible. Keep in your mind what I have mentioned here. Your example, it has to be as specific as possible. Examiner, he doesn't like general example. He loves clear, specific example. So phrases you can start your example. You can start with, for example, for instance, a case in point is to illustrate this according to study, clear. You can use them. Let's take 3 examples, clear, and their level, 3 levels of example quality. So the first one, what I have mentioned here, that's about for example, many women fail to get jobs, clear, solely based on their gender. Now, if you just take this example, it's quite weak example. Why is this weak example? Because the example is too general. It's too general. An examiner, he doesn't like general example. As I mentioned earlier, examiner, he likes what? He loves specific example, not a general one. And then the next one, the second one, if you just better example, more specific, a bit better than the first one. For example, many businesswomen in Asia. So now in Asia, now we have made it a bit specific, better than the first one. Find it difficult to get jobs as CEOs. So now we have made it what? A bit more specific, despite having the same qualification as men. So now the previous one, clear, it's a bit better than the first. Why? Because it's more specified. And what is the best example, clear? The excellent one. The excellent one is what? Specific facts, what you can mention in your best example. It's based specific facts, place, time, and numbers. You need to mention these things. Why? Because if you introduce place and if you introduce time and numbers, so it makes the example more specific. For example, in 2014. Now, can you see that's the number? That's the time. Only nine of Singapore's. So now it's a place. Top 100 companies have female CEOs despite making up 50% of total workforce. So if you just look at this example, it's more specific. Why? Because we have mentioned time, we have mentioned place, we have mentioned numbers, and it's more specific. Most of the time, students they ask me that, sir, what if I don't have any example? Look, examiner is not interested what you write. Examiner is more interested in what? How you write. Something you write, the way you write, because he's interested how, not what. Does it make sense or it doesn't make sense? He's not interested. Clear? He's interested what you write, how you write. What we can do, if you can't think of a real example during exam, make one up. Use fictional, newspaper articles, or university research. IELTS is testing your English ability, not your knowledge. The examiner will never check your examples. Just make sure they sound specific and believable. This is what he wants from you. So you can make it until clear. I would say fake it until you make it. That's what like. If you just take example for that of T, as I told you, T structure, in tree structure, we had three parts: topic sentence, explanation, and the third one that is an example. So rising fuel price is the best option because it would lower demand. This is my topic sentence. And how many points I have mentioned? Only one idea. Explanation. This is because now you want to give reasons. This is because the laws of economics dictate that the higher the price of commodity, the lower the consumption of the product, and this will lead to lower people using vehicles. So can you see the second part? I have completely explained it. And the third one, example. For instance, when the price of fuel skyrocketed during the oil crisis in 1970s, there was a huge reduction in the number of cars on the road. So now, can you see now how many parts do we have? There are three parts, and all parts they depend on one another. Part number one, what did we have? There was about topic sentence. Part number two, we had explanation, and part number three, example. And that's what it makes complete T paragraph example. Any questions so far in T paragraph, please? If you have any question, you may ask me, please.
For the example, your policy, sir.
No, one example per paragraph, not two.
Why?
Why? So no need of giving more examples. One example is more than enough. Any other questions? Okay, so then we move towards the next structure, and that is called peel structure. The first one that was T structure, and now we move towards that of peel structure. Now, what I mean by peel structure? Peel, first, P means point, E means evidence, and E means explanation, and the last one that is called L, link. So there are now 4 points in it. Before, like the structure we studied, there were 3 points, but now in peel structure, there are 4 points. So the peel structure is a more advanced version of T. It's more advanced version of T. So it adds a link, the last one. And in T structure, we didn't have the link, but now we do have link. Sentence at the end to connect your paragraph back to the essay, question, or transition to the next paragraph. Especially because useful for what? 7+ pen. I will tell you the difference between both of them later on, Claire. So let's study the first part. So as I mentioned earlier, P means point. If you want to write a paragraph about anything, so you can mention, Claire, state the main idea. One significant benefit of renewable energy is its positive impact on the environment. Then you may provide evidence. So providing evidence means what? You may talk about the facts or statistics. So study shows solar and wind power generate fewer greenhouse gas emissions. So this is how like the facts you have provided. And then you can explain, analyze how evidence supports the points. And countries can drastically reduce their carbon footprint, clear mitigating climate change. And the last one, link, wrap, clear wrap up. So you can wrap it up. We can say therefore promoting renewable energy is crucial for sustainable. Uh, the, okay. So So we have got like how many points now? 4 points. The point number one, that's point. Number two, evidence. Three, explanation. And the fourth one, that is called link. So if you want to take an example for this one is a complete. Suppose point number one, many urban planning experts argue that investing in public transportation infrastructure such as trains and subways is the most effective long-term solution to traffic congestion. So there are 2 points, and what is stated here. The first one, trains and subways. So trains and subways, clear. That's these two things, clear. The most effective long-term solution to what? To traffic congestion. This is the point number one. Now, point number one, what it needs evidences. Cities that have made significant investments in public transit systems have demonstrated remarkable reduction in traffic congestion. And then, for example, after expanding subway system, Clear Seoul saw 30% of reduction in traffic from this to this. Similarly, Clear Metro services over 64 million passengers annually, eliminating around 50,000 cars per day. So if you just focus, this is the evidence for the first part, and then we can provide explanation. Public transit systems are highly efficient in densely populated cities. A single subway line can carry as many people as 10 or 15 highway lanes, reduce road pressure. And then you can link it, Claire, with the previous one. Link means, therefore, investing in train and subway infrastructure represents sustainable and effective approach to reduce traffic congestion in long term. This is an advanced version of the T formula. Clear? What I suggest you, either you should use P or T formula or P formula. Clear? Which one is better for you? And what I suggest you to use. In T formula, there are three components: topic, sentence, explanation, and example. And this is the most common one and easy one. Clear? While P, there are four components. Difficulty easier, and it's good for 6 to 7 band students. But if your target is 7 plus 8 band, then you may move towards peel formula. Best for beginners, struggling students, students aiming for high score, and linking sentence not required, but here it needs clear linking sentence. Recommended, clear. First of all, start here. Once you master it, then you may move to that's of your peel structure then. After this, we're going to take some of the examples. There are 5 essays, Claire, 5 different types of essays. The first one, that's opinion essay. So opinion essay, you do understand what they ask you. Now, we want to talk about, there are uh, 5 different essays, Claire, for each of them, how we can develop our body paragraphs. So we're going to talk about that. The first one, Claire, we call it opinion essays. Opinion essay, you do understand agree and disagree. So if the question it's about agree or disagree, what we can do, Claire? For that, you can apply this body structure. There's the body paragraph structure. Number one, body paragraph number one, you can mention, you can talk about the first opinion, reason for the first opinion. If you remember yesterday, we studied that when you want to write an introduction, so an introduction thesis statement, do you remember that to outline 2 points, 2 reasons that why do you support, why do you agree or disagree? So those 2 points, the first point you had mentioned in your thesis statement, Claire, that I agree because of this point, Claire, you supported there. So the first reason for your opinion, and then the second reason for your opinion, the second paragraph. Step by step process, we can read the question carefully and underline keywords, decide do you agree or disagree. If you agree and you have mentioned 2 points in your agreement, clear? So those two strong reasons for your position, they are very important. And then clear, write clear topic sentence for each reason and then explain and specific examples. Let's take practical example. This is my question. Some people believe that unpaid community service should be compulsory part of high school programs. So to what extent do you agree or disagree? Look, in your introduction paragraph in thesis statement, you have mentioned 2 points. For example, over there, you supported that I agree, and based on what? The first thing that was valuable skills. This was one of your reason. And the second reason you have mentioned there, that's about theoretical and real world experience. These 2 points you have already mentioned where? In your thesis statement. So the first paragraph, it's on the first for the first reason, and the second paragraph will be based on second reason. Now, one of the most important reasons why community service should be mandatory is that it teaches young people valuable skills. Till this point, what I call it my topic sentence. And how many points are there in topic sentence? There is only 1 point. And what is that? That it teaches students, clear young people, life skills. I haven't mentioned a couple of ideas. I have presented only one idea. After that, what I need now? I need explanation, proper explanation. Through volunteering at local hospitals, shelters, or community centers, students develop empathy, teamwork, and communication skills that cannot be learned from textbooks alone. Now, can you see? This is my second part, and this is what I call my explanation. But my explanation is based on what? My thesis statement. The first part. Can you see? This is the part, valuable skills. Then you may provide an example. For example, a student who volunteers at a food bank, Claire, uh, learns the importance of social. Okay, it's about blood bank. Okay, not food bank. At a blood bank, learns the importance of social responsibility and gains practical experience in working with Claire, uh, diverse groups of people. So the second part you have already mentioned. This is an example. This is an example that you have mentioned. So how many parts do we have now in this paragraph? This is T structure, TEE. Number one, topic sentence,
Okay.
explanation, and the last part, that is an example. If you take example, the main body paragraph number two, furthermore, compulsory community services, clear services helps bridge the gap between theoretical education and real world experience. When students engage with their local communities, they gain a deeper understanding of social issues such as poverty, homelessness, and then environmental degradation. This is your explanation. And the last one, for instance, a 2019 study by Harvard University found that students who participated in mandatory community service programs were 40% more likely to continue volunteering as adults, suggesting lasting, clear, positive effects, clear on society. So, can you see we have mentioned the year and name of the place, and then even like numbers, percentages. So it's a very good specific example that we have mentioned. So we concluded clear in 3 steps. So the structure we followed here, we call it T structure. So one paragraph on one reason and the second paragraph on the other reason. When it comes about discussion type of an essay, so for discussion, you do understand there would be two different opinions. So if there are two different opinions, so what we can do? We can write the view. Look, for example, let me give an example and you will understand. Point number one. For example, some people say, in order to tackle the traffic congestion, government has to construct wider roads. So one view. But some people they think no, constructing wider roads won't be a good idea. They should, for example, build more railway tracks. So this the second one. So there are two views, one and two. So definitely we can write down two views, and there are two main body paragraphs. So the first view you disagree. So the question they ask you that either which one, like discuss both views. First of all, they will ask you discuss both views and give your own opinion the way they have written. So we will write down the view you disagree. The first of all, what did I do? For example, I agree with those that they should construct wider roads, but I disagree with whom? With constructing railway tracks. So the one I disagree, the first that would be first paragraph, and the one I agree with. So, for example, I agree with constructing wider roads. I will write down the second paragraph. What's the reason behind that? Always put the view you agree clear within main body paragraph 2. This way, look, always put the view you agree within body paragraph 2. With any part you agree, that should be your second paragraph, not the first one. Why? This way, it is the last argument the examiner reads before you conclude. So making your position stronger and more memorable. So make sure like the idea you agree, write down that the second paragraph. Like for example, there are two, this is an example. Some people think that parents should teach children how to be a good member of society. Others, however, believe that school is best place. There are two main body para, two views. Some people they believe that school is the best place. Clear, they should learn what they should teach students good manners, while other think that no, parents should teach them. For example, I agree with parents, not the school. So the paragraph I disagree, I have written first, and with the one I agree, so we want to write second. So on the one hand, you may a discussion essay you can start with these words on the one hand, and the second paragraph you may start with on the other hand. So on the one hand, there are those who believe that school should bear the primary responsibility for teaching children about social values. They argue that trained educators can deliver structured lessons on ethics, citizenship, and community responsibility in a systematic way. For instance, many schools have introduced programs on anti-bullying and diversity awareness that help children learn to respect others. However, such lessons are often theoretical and may not be reinforced outside the classroom. So can you see this the one like you disagree? And with the paragraph with the agree you write the second. It is widely acknowledged that parents play a more fundamental role in shaping children's behavior and social attitudes. This is because you want to give a reason now. Can you see? This is because children spend, Claire, significantly more time at home during their formative years, and they naturally, Claire, imitate their parents' behavior and values. For example, a child who observes their parents helping neighbors, speaking respectively, and showing kindness is far more likely to adopt these behaviors than one who, Claire, merely reads about them in notebooks. So that's why we agree with this. And we have used in both paragraphs about T structure. First of all, main body, that's the topic sentence. And then after that, till this point, we have explained. And finally, we have provided an example as well. After this, you may have like problem and solution essay. So problem and solution essay, you do understand there would be two main body paragraphs. The first paragraph, it would be about problems, and the second paragraph on solutions. But one point you need to keep in your mind always, try to match your solution directly to the problem you described. Keep in your mind that the problem, for example, you want to talk about, if the problem is about unemployment, so your solution should address unemployment, not completely a different issue. This shows clear logical thinking. Most of the time, like students, a problem they have mentioned about unemployment, but when it comes about the solution, they give solution for something else. So make sure you do not do that. This is the model answer. You can take picture, you can read it by your own. After this, we may have the fourth one, advantages and disadvantages. And you do understand we need to write down one paragraph clear on advantages and the second paragraph on disadvantages. So it's quite easy. One paragraph on advantages of something and the second paragraph on disadvantages. You can follow those structures. And then there can be double question essays, two parts. So if the questions are two parts, so answer to question number one in one body paragraph, and answer to question number two, you may write down in the second main body paragraph. And this is how you can conclude it. This is the main body paragraph, answer to question number one, and then answer to question number two. This is the second paragraph. And there are some of the common mistakes, Claire, you need to avoid in main body paragraphs. First of all, too many ideas and none developed. Yesterday we talked about that. So make sure, Claire, don't write a list of shopping, but it's better for what? Just choose one idea and then develop it fully with T or P method. Another point that in a paragraph, there is no clear topic sentence, include clear topic sentence. And then overusing linking words, never use overlinking words. Why? Because I told you it seems unnatural and examiner won't give you score. And then your example has to be very specific, not general. And not answering the question, that's a big problem. And then copying words from the question, don't copy. And then wrong word count, keep in your mind. Your body paragraph, too short if you write 60 words only, or if you write 120, too long. So make sure that's wrong way. What you can add, your paragraph, your main body paragraph has to be 80 to 100 words, not more than that, not less than this. Okay, and this is your checklist. Make sure that you understand. Final checklist. Like when you practice, try to understand like if any part that is clear to you, so you or and you don't have any issue with, so then you can mark it. Like, does each paragraph have a clear topic sentence? Is there only one main idea per paragraph? Is the idea fully explained, or is there a specific example, or are linking words used naturally, not overused? And does each paragraph directly answer the question? Is each body paragraph 80 to 100 words? Have I avoided repeating same vocabulary? No repetition. And have I left time to proofread for grammar and spelling errors? Right now, your time is up. You may log in again, then we will talk, please.